Guys, we've got a fun little card ahead of ourselves. Should we begin?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome back to the MMA Split Pick Show for UFC Vegas 36, the British invasion of Nevada, Las Vegas. That's where this fight's happening. I was going to say Houston, Texas for some reason, and that's why I paused. But it's in Vegas. It's at the Apex. We were kind of hoping this card was going to be in London. They were talking about maybe it being in Ireland at one point a few weeks ago, but it is still very much a British card, headlined by, of course, the irreplaceable Darren Till, taking on the resurgent and mainstay of the middleweight division at this point, Derek Brunson. Not the only great fight we've got. We've got Tom Aspinall on this card. We've got Paddy the Baddy Pimblet making his debut against Luigi Vendramini, I should say, rather, and some fun prelim fights as well. Might as well get straight into this one, guys. Who's excited that Darren Till's finally back?
Yeah, he's great. So entertaining. I'm glad he's back, and I hope that he's going to stay here for a bit. Let's hope he doesn't get injured or anything bad happens. I don't know. I think Josh is a lot more excited than I am. And I am excited.
I am, yeah. I'm pretty fucking excited for this one. In fact, I'm picking all the Brits.
Well, obviously, you're like a very
let my heart rule.
Well, this is what happens when a guy gives up on England football as he starts supporting England everything.
No, but very much the opposite. Couldn't have given a toss about the Olympics, any of that shit. But honestly, there's not a fight that the Brit wouldn't be on level pegging in. I'm really hungover. Let me try that one again. I'll have another crack at it. There's not a single Brit that I'm picking that is a reach here. All right, all of them kind of make sense in their own way. And I think a fair few of them are actually reasonable favourites. So it's an easy to be patriotic this week.
Fair enough. Well, starting with that first easiness, obviously, Darren Till, he's had a rough old year. He was meant to fight a couple of different people. Was it Jack Manson? He was initially meant to fight, and then he got an injury and had to pull out, and that obviously put Marvin Vettori into that spot. I think that was towards the end of last year. Mm-hmm. And then this year, obviously, he had the big fight that was meant to be against Marvin Vettori. And obviously, we saw what ended up happening in the result that a win got for Marvin. And you think very possibly it could have been the same for Till. He breaks his collarbone like 10 days, 2 weeks before the fight. Obviously, Kevin Holland steps in, very badly advised. He gets his ass kicked. And finally, we've got Darren Till in, and he's taking on Derek Brunson. I'll be honest, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that if Darren Till at his best shows up, this shouldn't be the hardest of fights for him, in principle. I just think he's so much better at striking. I don't think he has that one-dimensional sort of nature that Kevin Holland has, where he's so easy to take down and he's so easy to put under pressure. And Kevin Holland's an interesting striker, but he makes a lot of mistakes, particularly with terms of things like distance management. He closes the distance, he overreaches and steps too close in on a lot of shots. Yeah. He crowds things too much, and he constantly puts himself in these positions where he's right up close and easy to be taken down. Yeah. Darren Till is a master at keeping everything on the end of his shots. Beautiful feints, great footwork and movement, classic Muay Thai, very much obviously influenced by his time, not just in Liverpool, but the time he spent in Brazil. And he has really good takedown defense. Like even in the the Tyron Woodley fight, he didn't get taken down. He got dropped and then was pushed down on the ground. Tyron Woodley was clinching him up, but wasn't really able to get a takedown in that first round. So I think in principle, this should be Darren Till's. I'm always a little worried when guys haven't fought in a while, though. And he is a fighter that's got a 1-3 record in his last 4 fights as well. With the one win he's got being a split decision win over Kelvin Gastelum. That was a bit of a weird fight in all of its situation. So I'm excited. I certainly think he should win. But if there's one guy that's in that middleweight division that's going to make you pay if you're not at your best and you're not at 100% and you're not fully focused, it's Derek Brunson. Just grinding all around style. I mean, how impressed have you been, Josh, with Brunson's sort of resurgence? I think we all thought it was over for him once he lost it.
I'd just like to go touch on Till for a second, because he does look a much improved fighter at middleweight. Obviously not having to cut weight, but in both his fights with Whittaker and Gastelum, both Whittaker and Gastelum were actually quite willing to sort of let him fight from the outside. So part of me thinks it should be difficult for Brunson to get these takedowns. But like I say, he's a resurgent fighter. And I think he's actually doing a better job of hiding the level change behind his hands. And I worry a little bit in this one. I'm definitely picking Till, but I think it's a little bit closer than I'd like to believe. You know, Brunson is not a good enough fighter to beat Till. Honestly speaking, he's not quite at the same level, but he definitely has strengths where Till. Sorry, go ahead.
I think you're correct. So I don't mean to cut you up, but I think you're correct in saying that Till's a really good fighter. But I think Brunson's an excellent fighter. If I think the last fight against Holland, it was just so technical, so tactical. So tactical is more, not technical, tactical, and it's really difficult to get past people like that. I think if Darren Till was to, he has to be on his like A game. He has to be not just fighting really well, but he has to be intelligent. You know, he has to be really smart because Brunson just got that nasty tactics. You know, it's just I don't enjoy watching Brunson as much, but
he's very workmanlike. But he's found what works for him. He's had a lot of different stages in his career. He had a moment where he was knocking everybody out in the first round. He was just going through people, and then that got him in trouble, and that got him gassed and tired, and then he had stages like in the easy fight where he tried to just be all about the wrestling, just constant takedown. Don't even stand with these guys. And that got him in trouble. He's had I think he's been with his new gym for the last 4 or 5 fights throughout his whole win streak. I'm pretty sure he's still undefeated with his gym, current gym. I don't know, is it a Factory MMA or?
No, Sanford.
Sanford MMA, that's one. Since he's moved over there, he's put it all together and he's mixing everything together very well. He can strike, he can wrestle, as Josh says, he hides things behind the hands very well. Even though he's getting older and he maybe doesn't have the explosivity he had when he was in his early 30s and late 20s, he's found this way to just grind out these wins. And I think not just so much tactically, but I think mentally as well, he's made huge strides. For Darren Till, he can't get frustrated in this fight. To use an example, look at the Kevin Holland bout. Kevin Holland was doing well in those first couple of rounds, round and a half. But then he got cut and he got taken down and he goes back to his corner and he's going, fuck, out loud to his coach. And I get what you're doing there, but it's kind of like a visual sign of like, I'm annoyed, I'm frustrated, I'm pissed off at myself. I'm feeling that emotion. Darren Till can't have that because there might be a round where he gets taken down. There might be a moment where he feels like Brunson starts getting him a little bit and putting pressure and making him tired. But he's got to have that ability to recompose himself, stay calm, defend well, and trust in his ability because, you know, the loss to Robert Whittaker probably is the second best middleweight in the world. I don't think that many guys are going to lose to him are going to beat Robert Whittaker apart from maybe Israel Adesanya again. Yeah. So, and that was a close fight between him and Till. Really close fight. So all the ability is there. He's shown up in tougher times and got it done, but he hasn't fought as much as he would have wanted to in the last few years. He's had a lot of setbacks. Injuries can affect your mindset. They can affect how aggressive you are in the fight, certain things that you do. This is a big one for Till. If he loses this, it's, it's sometimes you're just on a bad streak and it's not even about ability. It's just that you feel like the whole world's against you. So hopefully he can get it done. For Derek Brunson, he'll be confident. He'll believe in himself. He'll believe that he's got the skills to do this. And he knows that it's going to be, every time he wins, it's harder and harder and harder to turn him away from a title shot. The difference, I think Till might get a title shot if he wins this and waits. I don't think Brunson gets a title shot if he wins this, no matter how long.
No, I think that's fair.
So, guys, predictions. I know that Josh is going for Till, but what's your method?
Well, I'm going to go with the KO. The way I see it kind of breaking down is Derek Brunson's going to struggle with Till also being a southpaw. The entries aren't going to be as easy as they would be against an orthodox fighter. And if he gets lazy with his takedown entries, I can see Till tagging him up. I think Till's going to get a KO. If not in the third round, then in the championship rounds.
Did you know that Brunson has still got 100% takedown defense?
Doesn't surprise me.
Well, I'd put that out there.
Now that's going to change this weekend.
Really? You think he's going to get taken down?
No chance. No
Oh,
chance.
Okay, I
that
thought.
that changes this
I thought you
weekend,
said there's a chance. What the fuck?
regardless of result.
I want to go for Till. I wrote Till down, but honestly, Brunson is going to win this by decision.
Sly's won too many of these picks for me to laugh at him at this point, and he could very well be right. I am going to go Till, though, with about 70% confidence, maybe 65. Although 65 is a bit of a forbidden number to say in UFC-related conversation. And I'm going to say Till by knockout. Nice.
I'm not laughing at your decision, by the way, Sly. Just your method, how you came about it. That's what I find amusing.
And they're kind of like prophetic, like Brunson's going to win this.
Yeah.
Like just it's just written.
Just makes sense.
Right. Let's talk about a surging British star in the heavyweight division, Tom Aspinall, taking on Sergey Spivak. I'm going to say I called this fight. I wanted this fight like 2 Tom Aspinall fights ago, so I'm pretty pleased that it's happening. I think we both kind of felt that this is matching them up would be a kind of taking the shine off one of these 2 rising stars instead of building them both up. But they've each had a win since then, and I think it's an interesting style matchup. Obviously, Tom Aspinall's got great power, really nice combinations. Striking looks really crisp. Obviously, against Andrei Arlovski, he got to show his submission game as well, which was very impressive. But he's up against a guy that's got really good wrestling, really good grappling, smothering pressure. Not necessarily the biggest heavyweight, but knows how to use his weight and take guys down. I think this is a great test for Tom Aspinall, but I think Tom Aspinall is going to come through.
Yeah, I think you're correct there, Matt. He's excellent. This is gonna be such a good fight, though. I think this is gonna be either like a really good fight with like a good knockout at the end or something, or it's gonna just be a Sergey pressure match where he's just pressuring Aspinall and it's just like not getting hits about. But no, Aspinall loves to throw his fists. So no, this is gonna be a really good fight. I think it's probably gonna be fight of the night.
It's crazy how young these guys are for the heavyweight division. It's 28 against 26.
Oh, really?
I love it. Yeah. That's why I'm kind of surprised that they are like, I'm looking forward to the fight, but I really would have thought they might have looked to clear out a few maybe higher ranking aging heavyweights before they match these guys up. And there was a bit more hype behind both of them.
Yeah, I think definitely with the way that they're, looking to bring in young talent on cheaper contracts, it would have made sense to keep guys like Spivak, Dorcas, Aspinall well away from each other. I'm glad they're not doing that, though. This is going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great, great evaluator for Aspinall as well. I think Spivak actually might weigh in a little heavier than Aspinall does, but I think Aspinall's the more athletic fighter, and I think he's shown enough in his game that although Spivak has got a dominating top game, there have been fights where he can look a little tired, a little laboured, maybe struggling to get guys down sometimes. So I think with Aspinall's power, his understanding of kind of like distance and just, the spring in his step, I'm going Aspinall KO all day. I'm picking a lot of KOs today, by the way.
I'm going Aspinall KO as well.
Yeah, I think we're all going to be going Aspinall KO. That's correct.
He's got so much potential, that guy. Particularly when you hear him in interviews, you can tell that he's just got the mentality, he's got the discipline, he's got a likability to him straight away. A couple of fights ago, in his press conference, just like, "Well, Mikey, you and me, we'll go for a beer in a sec, yeah." And it's just he's calm in all of these situations, which I like. Sergey Spivak's not going to be easy though, but it should be a lot of fun. Definitely worthy of the co-main event slot, I think, for this one. In absence. Once Gustafsson and Badge. Oh my God, I'm so bad with names today. Paul Craig. I'm remembering people's ring names. I'm not remembering names today. It's shocking. I apologize to the audience out there.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Craig Gustafsson, once that drops off, this was the next, best replacement for a co-main event.
Maybe a better fight as well.
Yeah, I think that could have been a really good fight.
No, I think Gustafsson and Paul Craig fighting 4 or 5 years ago, which never would have happened 4 or 5 years ago. But at that point in their careers, that would be a really exciting fight. But Gustafsson, especially, very much in the twilight of his career. I'm not saying it would have been a bigger name value, but I am way more excited for Aspinall Spivak.
Well, we're still going to get Craig Gustafsson. It has just been pushed.
Which, what date's it been reset for?
I do not know. I just know that they, instead of trying to find Paul Craig a different opponent, they decided to keep the fight and just push it down the road.
Great opportunity for Craig.
Let's be honest as well, touching on the twilight of time thing, the longer this gets pushed back, the more beneficial that is for Craig. Like, one of these guys is getting older. One of these guys is in their prime. Gustafsson isn't getting quicker as these months go by. I love Gustafsson. I sound like I'm being a dick, but he's fighting Paul Craig. Right, we're taking a break from the English fighters for a little bit. Still a European featured. And we've got David Zawada taking on Alex the Great White Morono. Morono is coming off the biggest win of his career, knocking out, or TKOing Cowboy in a particularly depressing fight for all of us to watch. I think it's got to the point where you don't really get shine if you beat Cowboy anymore. You just get resentment. Like there used to be when Darren Till beat Cowboy, it was a moment of like, oh, some of those fans of Cowboy will go to Darren Till. Now it's just like, you son of a bitch. There's an old, frail man in front of you, and you just fucking went for it, you cock. Having said that, Morono is not a bad fighter. He lost his last fight, though, didn't he?
No, he won his last fight.
No, yeah, sorry, he lost the fight to Pettis before that.
Yeah.
I thought, oh yeah, sorry. I thought he had a fight after. I thought he had a fight after Cerrone. And David Zawada. I mean, what can I say about David Zawada? You know, he's from
Germany.
He is a German mixed martial artist.
He's not a bad fighter. He got a submission over Nurmagomedov. His last fight was a split decision loss to Ramazan Amiev, who's actually a very, very strong controlling point fighter, a very difficult guy to beat over 3 rounds. So, you know, I think this is quite a good test. Zawada might fly under the radar a little bit, given that Morono just beat Cerrone, but this is good matchmaking. That being said, I'm on this predicted KO every fight hype train. I'm going Morono by KO. I don't really have a lot of thought process behind it. I don't think Zawada's never necessarily going to try and stand and bang in the phone booth with him. I don't know. I'm hungover, mate. I'm picking Morono by KO. Don't ask me to explain it.
I respect that.
Okay, then I'll pick Zawada by submission, and you don't ask me to explain it.
No, I need to know why.
All right, because Zawada has got some good submissions. I see Zawada being like 5 times the fighter that Cowboy Cerrone is, and I think Morono is going to be surprised by the gap from Cerrone to there, like it's happened to a few other fighters before. When you have Cerrone, you think, oh, I'm this good, you know, I just beat Cerrone, and then you get knocked out by some like rubbish fighter.
I'm glad I asked you to explain.
No problem.
Just had to get a Poirier dig in there.
Fuck Poirier.
Had to get a fucking Poirier dig in there. Fuck
you, Poirier. You're nothing. I hate Poirier. So
that speaks so much more of your character than it does of his.
I love Poirier.
Yeah, I bet you do, you fucking sleazebag.
We're all about the Louisiana hot sauce.
Oh my god, I'm just gonna walk off this podcast.
Give me a warm bowl of jambalaya.
Well,
I like Louisiana hot sauce though, but not Dustin Pro's one. Fuck Poirier.
But they've released a new KO version that's extra spicy.
Fuck him and his sauce.
It's available in Europe on order shipment.
Can we just move on to the next fight? Talk about Poirier.
To give my pick, there were 2 people that are fighting in this fight. One of these people I remembered. The other one I couldn't remember very well. So I'm going to pick with what my memory decided to focus on, and that is Alex Morono. By decision, so I'm different from Josh.
The next fight's going to be a...
is this Modescus? Is this Modescus?
Yeah.
Modescus versus Cleo Roundtree Jr.
Who we are claiming is British for today.
Yeah, he fought in Cage Warriors. That's enough.
He
Really?
grew up in Britain. His parents are from Lithuania. No, Latvia. Oh fuck.
One of
Where's he
them.
from?
Okay, so we know who Josh is picking.
Apologies, podcast viewer.
Modescus has had a rough couple of fights. He got knocked out by Jimmy Crute, and I thought he won his last fight, and
Who
the
was
judges
last fight?
didn't.
If I can't, I literally cannot remember.
I can't remember either. I just remember watching that, thinking that he shouldn't have lost it.
Are you?
Yeah, it was that Polish lad who really kind of came back heavy. I reckon I can pronounce this. Mikhail Alexei Zizuk. I didn't get that right. I tried though. Tried real hard. And just while we're doing it, yeah, it was Lithuania. So Bukowskis, his parents are from Lithuania, born in Lithuania, but grew up in London. I'd say that as British. I'm going Bukowskis by KO. This one, I'm letting my heart pick a little bit. I honestly feel like on paper, Roundtree should have the advantage overall in terms of being able to mix up his striking just with a general like MMA game plan. But yeah, fuck it, Bukowskis KO. Just being patriotic, lads. You know, the Queen and that.
Wait. Are you Bukowski's KO? You said the Lithuanian
Yeah.
guy. Right. Okay.
The British guy.
Yeah, the British guy. Okay, fucking hell. Matt, I'll let you pick. I have no idea yet. Oh yeah.
The first time I ever saw Khalil Roundtree Jr. fight live, he fought fan of the show, friend of the show, favorite of the show, your boy Eric Anders. And to say that Khalil Roundtree Jr. was Bangkok ready would be an understatement. He looked like he had been teleported straight out of the movie Kickboxer, which should be called Muay Thai because it's all about him learning Muay Thai, but that's neither here nor there. We're not here to discuss Jean-Claude Van Damme action movies from the 80s. He looks incredible. And then literally in his very next fight, it all went horrifically wrong. And then in his more recent fight, he was doing so well. And then it just all went wrong very, very quickly. I don't think Khalil Roundtree is really built for this. I think that he's got a lot of skills as a martial artist. I don't know if he's got that fighter in him when things go wrong. Modescus had to fight Jimmy Crute. You lose to Jimmy Crute, that's no disrespect. That guy's a fucking monster. And I thought he won his last fight and looked really technical. So I think he's going to win, but I think he's going to win by decision.
Okay. I swear I've given you my call on this.
No, you asked me to speak.
Oh, then yeah. Sorry, I've put Bukowskis by KO. Modestes Bukowskis by KO. Just statistically, he's just beating him everywhere on the amount of punch landed per minute, the less punch absorbed per minute. Takedown defense is still 100% in the UFC. Modestes Bukowskis will win this fight. I mean, statistically, that makes sense.
Can I ask you a question, Sly?
Yes.
I know that obviously you tend to lean, you're very much the stats guy when you do your picks. Do you always use the stats? Or if you have like personal knowledge of the guy and having watched him, will you go on that more than the stats? Is it like if you have nothing else to use the stats? Or is the stats your primary focus and you kind of ignore sort of like your personal experience? Just kind of curious.
Okay. It's varied. No, it's not all stats.
Right.
It's personal experience, but when personal experience fails me, stats. But not always. Like, because stats can lie, you know, so you have to check the stats. You also have to check who he fought on the stats, because obviously the stats could be like 100% takedown, but he's just fought some like midgets. You know? So you got to check that, you know, he's fought someone that can actually take someone down. But yeah, it's just common sense, guys. Common sense, mostly common sense. And then when I get like my heart into a fighter, that's usually when I do really shit. So this card, I'll probably do quite well.
Nice. And that takes us to the debut of Paddy the Baddy Pimblet. A bit of a star from Cage Warriors. Turned down the UFC twice before, or was convinced to stay.
I don't think he actually ever was offered anything by the UFC. I might be wrong there. But he was definitely angling for it, and you know, up until sort of taking was it his first loss, or maybe just his first loss for Cage Warriors? was the absolute shit as a win over Juliana Rosa at featherweight. And really I hate getting too hyped up about guys coming in. Like, I was low-key very hyped up for Chris Fishgold, and it just didn't go his way. This is his teammate, Paddy, who can kind of do a little bit of it all, His ground game is insane. His submissions, his top control, his takedowns aren't bad. But in his last few fights, he's really emerged as quite a powerful stand-up fighter, especially since moving up to 55. And I don't know, I think the fairest way to describe him right now is kind of like a poor man's Charles Oliveira, but with slightly better takedowns.
That's a bold statement.
Slightly better takedowns. What the fuck are you on about? Did you see Oliveira fucking's last fight? Did you see how he took him down, mate? Are you talking shit? What the fuck? Man, oh my God. This is the problem with these people. You get these people, man, they watch Cage Warriors, they watch all this like little league bullshit.
Holy
they try and compare
shit.
it to like real UFC fighters. Oh,
Nerve has been touched.
I mean, what the fuck? Come on, Josh, man. I know you're
I knew
hanging
that
out
would
with
work.
Moses
I knew
bullshit.
that would work. How do you think we feel when you shit on Poirier?
All I know is that at UFC 269, Poirier's going to get knocked the fuck out. He's going to get taken down like he's never been taken down. Poirier is going to be in a world of trouble.
Poirier fought Khabib.
I'm like a
What do you
matador.
mean he's going to be taken down like he's never been
Puppet
taken
master.
down?
Has Khabib ever fought Oliveira?
No.
I'm just pulling your
Exactly.
strings, bro.
What?
I control you.
Anyway, here we've got a fight where Luigi Vendramini
Good
is a
fighter.
fucking punching bag. The guy like barely hits anyone, gets punched in the face all the time. He gets hit, he doesn't know how to get out of the way of hits, but every now and then he'll hit someone hard or take someone down and then do some crazy submission. It's not going to work against Paddy Pimblet because yeah, he is excellent from what I've heard and the brief amount I've seen, to be honest, because I've just checked a few highlights.
He likes that flying triangle.
Oh, God.
But
I'm
then
too
like,
hungover for this.
but then, anyway, like you want Paddy, like fuck the stats, man. Paddy is an entertaining guy, man. You want Paddy to just celebrate his wins. You want Paddy in the ring, man. Not fucking Luigi Vendramini, the Italian fucking
Mate.
stallion. That's
Have
not
you,
even
seen
original.
him, have you seen him in interviews as well?
Paddy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I've
like,
heard the brief ones. I'm not honestly. I don't watch Little League Cage Warriors. So only like I've seen some highlights. I've seen like brief interviews, like and it's fucking entertaining, man. Sorry, Josh.
He is fucking, he has shit talking tackers. This is Chael Sonnen incarnate. He is the best. I fucking love this dude. He's gonna win. I think Vendramini is a little bit better than you kind of put it. He came in originally at welterweight fighting, who was his debut against?
Let me check for you if you want.
I'm glad you're back. I'm getting sick of having to check my own stuff, to be honest.
Ziam?
It's been a rough
Ziam?
couple of weeks.
Was it
least you have
Ziam?
a last one.
Zaleski dos Santos,
Oh,
who's a beast.
his debut. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was just put in to be a highlight reel for Zaleski dos Santos, but whatever, fuck it. I think Vendramini is a very serviceable fighter. He's only got 2 losses in his career. One was at 170. He's very much a natural lightweight. I think he's gonna be a tough outing for Pimblet, kind of having to come over the octagon jitters and everything. Paddy's definitely gonna win. He's just too good not to. I'm gonna be conservative on this one and say decision.
Decision.
wow.
Paddy
Yeah.
decision.
Paddy
I went
decision.
for a Paddy sub, mate.
I'm going for a Paddy sub. mate.
Smart money.
Subway special.
It's all smart money,
Paddy sub double. 2-for-1 Paddy subs.
And I'll go for the decision on the side. All right.
I'm excited about this. He could be, if he does well, he's got the potential to be a massive character in the UFC. The only thing is Americans, if they think it's hard to understand Darren Till, fuck me, they're going to struggle with Paddy Pimblet. He is such even the way he talks is so Liverpool.
Yeah.
Who's the commentary team on this one? Is it Bisping?
It's got to be Bisping.
Well, it's definitely not Joe Rogan. He's too busy eating.
He doesn't do all the pay-per-views, never mind the fight
He's
nights.
too busy having COVID.
Yeah, he's like eating, like he's trying to
Yeah.
eat all this weird shit to try and get rid of COVID. He's having a weird time,
Yeah.
I think.
He says he doesn't feel that bad though.
Yeah, I think he's over
just
the
got his
worst.
blood changed. He's got like, I've had my blood changed. I've had plasma. I've had like 100 different things. And I also had this anti-horseworm thing. So yeah, I've taken everything, and now I feel okay.
That's called ivermectin. In all fairness, they prescribe it to people for other things. Like it's a bit of a media thing where it's being described as a horse treatment. Like you can buy it over the counter in a lot of countries.
What I'm saying is that if you're Joe Rogan, COVID's never really going to be much of an issue.
No. He's
Yeah,
got his shit down. But it
Can't
won't be
take that
him.
for granted, but it doesn't matter anyway.
Talking about
fuck
commentary
it.
teams, though, guess who did make her debut on the commentary booth at the Contender Series?
Sankers, Laura
Sanko.
Sanko.
She's the first woman to ever commentate in the UFC.
Is she any good?
Apparently, she was very good. I didn't listen. I tried to find a clip.
She knows her shit. She's had MMA fights. She trains at Glory MMA. She's a shit hot pundit. You know, along with like Karen Bryant and Megan Levy. It's really kind of surprised that we don't see more female commentators working UFC
Can you
cards.
just, Josh, be careful, because I know you're hungover, but please try not to be too sexist on the podcast. Calling her a hot pundit is probably not good.
I said shit hot pundit, didn't I? I'm not
You
saying
did.
she's good looking. I'm saying she's very good at what she does.
She,
I really enjoy the weigh-in shows they do, like Cormier and the other fella. I've forgotten his name now.
will she be a regular now,
Thomas.
or is this just a...
No, the other dude on Sanko's side of the desk.
Oh, the guy that they always tease looks like an old version of Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Yeah, and he's
I
not
can't
bad
remember his
either.
name.
But I've forgotten his name completely.
I've forgotten his name.
Apologies.
It doesn't matter. She's got every reason to be good. She used to fight. She knows her stuff. She still trains, and she's got years of experience of talking on TV. There should be a combination to it. I'd like to see her eventually do a UFC card, maybe one that's a bit more female fight heavy or something like that. If they wanted to.
No, just you can't even start thinking about it like that. Just start chucking her into cards. Contender Series is how
Paul Felder
got in to the commentary team, and it's a clear kind of established route for him. You know, they had Felder auditioning with Fitzy. I can't remember if Fitzy did Contender Series or not, but you know, they definitely started drafting in more commentators. I can't remember the last time I saw John Gooden, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I think ever since they fired Dan Hardy, it's maybe...
Yeah, I see broadcast partner gone, so...
Yeah, a little awkward, but what can you do? Back onto the fights. Molly McCann taking on... please help me out with this one.
Ji-Yoon Kim.
Ji-Yoon Kim. Oh, Ji-Yoon Kim. Molly is never going to get past a certain level in the sport. The boxing's okay. She can kind of like mix some wrestling in, and she's got a heart four times as big as a normal human being. I don't think that is going to be enough. Whether it's enough to beat Ji-Yoon Kim, I don't know. But I'm going to say it's not, unfortunately. I'm going to say that Ji-Yoon Kim gets this by decision because I think it's a little too easy, and I think there's a bit of a blueprint on how to beat Molly McCann.
Yep. I agree with you. However, you know, I'm flying the flag all day, so I'm going McCann by decision.
I'm actually going to go Molly by KO then.
Sure.
Yeah, are we good with that? Are we cool?
Go for it. I mean, eventually, you know,
yeah, we already
think
laughed
she's eventually going to get a decision win in her career.
I said KO.
Sorry, you think she's eventually going to get a KO win in her career
Yeah, I mean, she's got 40% of her wins by KO.
in the UFC?
I don't know where.
Exactly.
she's KO'd people before, you know?
Not in the UFC.
Well, watch it
That's
happen.
the last decision I'm picking. This next one is actually kind of exciting.
Is it? It's a bit one-sided.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, well, Wales' finest, Jack Shaw, coming up.
He doesn't care if it's one-sided as long as it's one-sided for the English.
I don't think this is necessarily a one-sided one. I thought Ludwig Shalinian looked all right. And obviously, I'm definitely picking Jack Shaw by submission. But you know, Shalinian coming off the Tough House, I think he's going to be pretty excited to go for it. I think it's going to be a fun fight.
Oh shit! Is that Ludovic?
I mean, it is one and the same, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't clock.
Debut,
Yeah, fuck. This guy was fun.
Yeah, because I was saying, man, like, I was surprised that there weren't more tough contestants on the finale card. But obviously with the injuries and everything, I guess they're just sort of spacing them out.
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't think it's going to help because he's fighting Jack Shaw. I remember in Jack Shaw's last fight, I watched some highlights of the guy in Cage Warriors. And this one thought kept going through my mind. 2 words combined. English Khabib.
Welsh. He's Welsh, isn't he?
2 thoughts went through my mind. I'm making so many mistakes today. I am tired. We had our mate Elliot come over.
Fact check me first, though. I am very hungover today.
No, he is definitely Welsh. You're 100% correct. I apologize, guys. This is not my best showing. I'm on like 4 hours sleep. I was working. I've been busy. I didn't prepare my notes. It's all showing in our performance. I deeply apologize. But the Welsh Jack Shaw looked like Welsh Khabib, and his first fight in the UFC was very scary and impressive. And Ludovic is he's getting badly mistreated in there on Saturday evening. I'm going to say he loses by submission.
Yeah, I think it's smart money. You're going to pick Ludovic by KO.
I picked Jack Shaw by submission. I don't know if that was.
Sorry, I missed it.
Okay.
I don't know if I said it or not. I thought about it.
We're all on the shore.
Okay.
We're all on the shore. It's all good.
It's all washed up.
Next up, we've got a catchweight fight due to its short notice addition to the card. GCJ, he's back. Josh loves a bit of GCJ. He's taking him Charles Jourdain. We all love a bit of Charles Jourdain.
I just really like his name because he calls himself Charles Jourdain, which
that's fucking awesome.
That's great. So I'm going to pick him to win by KO for his name.
This is just a great example of 2 guys that love attack. They're not really that fussed with defense, and they like to finish fights. So this is going to be crazy. Jourdain's last fight is one of my favorite moments in a corner of last year. It's after 2 rounds, close rounds, and his coach is in the corner saying, "Listen, man, I think you're up 2-0. It might be 1-1. Like, I would just try and win this one." And you see Charles Jourdain go, No. I have to get the finish. I fight like I'm 2-0 down. I'm going to prove it. I want to be a world champion. And he comes out like an absolute man possessed, like doing fucking crazy shit, and gets a finish in the fight, in a really good fight. And I looked at that and was like, I'm not picking against this guy again. So I'm not picking against this guy again. I'm going, sorry, GCJ. I don't think this is your night. I'm going Jourdain by knockout.
Jesus Christ, boys, we're all in agreement again. I'm going to add Jourdain is also by knockout. I think he learned his lesson picking up 2 split losses in a row. Fuck the judges. And frankly, he likes to engage. I think he's been looking really good over the last sort of like 5-6 fights, to be honest. Certainly improving, even in the losses. And Juicy J is just no one knows where his ceiling is because he just pulls it out the bag sometimes. This is going to be a fun fucking fight. And yeah, I think Jourdain's going to land that knee or just something crazy is going to happen. KO as well.
Nice. That takes us to one of the funnest names to say on this show, Dalcha Lungiambula, taking on Marc-Andre Barrio.
It's going to be a knockout.
I'm just going to say Lungiambula.
Really?
I don't know. I'm really not sure on this
I don't know any of them, but I look at like his face and I think Marc-Andre Barrio will win this. He's got the face of a guy that doesn't get knocked out. And Dalcha is a guy that knocks people out.
Well, Lungiambula lost to Ankalaev. Other than that, he's looked fairly decent. Power bar can tire a little bit. And, he was having a rough time of it until he finally beat Abu Azaitar, who again was in awful shape for that fight. I'm picking power bar again, though. I'm going to go Barrio by KO. But I'm with you guys. I don't think this is an easy one to pick necessarily. It's definitely going to be a KO, though.
Oh yeah, KOs all day.
I always hate picking people like Doucher though, because he's really powerful. He's a little slow. That always makes me nervous because you're just kind of watching this guy kind of slowly plod around in the hope that like something's going to land. But I think something's going to land. Then we get to the card opener. I've got to be honest, this might be my third favorite fight on the whole card.
This is going to be a good fight.
Talking about Charles Jourdain, the man that he had that great fight against I was talking about was named
Marcelo Rojo.
Marcelo Rojo. And Marcelo Rojo looked fucking excellent in that fight. It was outstanding. And everyone knows Jonathan Martinez is a beast. He's had one or two results where he definitely won, like the Andre Ewell fight, he definitely won and got fucking robbed in that. And he's looked really good in a lot of other fights. I find this one really hard to pick. I think Rojo's taller. He's got the reach. I think he's going to be able to use his boxing and land stuff before Jonathan Martinez can close the distance. Having said that, though, same height. I thought Rojo was taller.
Well,
I thought Martinez was taller, if that's any consolation to you.
Rojo's got the reach. He's got a slightly longer body type, but no, both 173. Ah, man, this is a hard fight to call. I'm going to go Rojo, and I'm going to say by knockout because fuck it. But who knows? Martinez could easily win this. I wouldn't be surprised.
you have to also like look at their ring names, because you got Marcelo the Pitbull Rojo, and then you got Jonathan Dragon Martinez. Now, I think the Pitbull wins this because.
Well, Pitbulls are real.
Well, no, well, dragons might have been.
Dragons are fictional.
They may have been
So, I mean,
real.
that settles it right there. Only one of them can actually show up to contest this battle.
Don't let Jack sure hear you say that.
Yeah, I'm going to go Marcelo Rojo
He carries a dragon on his back, mate.
by KO.
I'll go Martinez by KO.
If we've predicted this right, this is going to be a really fun card with literally so much fucking filler time. Because we basically all predicted finishes that I think most of us assume are going to happen in the first round. That's really great.
I think some of these are going to be second and third rounds and maybe later in the main event. But it's definitely going to be a good night for finishes, I reckon. I'm only picking 2 decisions.
Wow. Well, fucking let's hope so. The weigh-ins are happening at the moment. I don't know what the results are because I've got BT Sports coverage up and they don't have a list of who's weighing in and what the weights is, which is annoying. Josh, do you want to have a quick check and see if we can see if anyone egregiously missed and we need to quickly switch our picks around?
My internet's so slow when I'm streaming.
It's all right.
And officially, nobody has weighed in yet. Is this right?
No people have weighed in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Is Josh coming out for? You coming for drinks later, Josh?
Yeah, you guys are coming out in Publisec, right?
Probably around that area. I don't think we've got like a set specific plan at the moment. Elliot's catching up.
That place that's really cheap, Josh. Is that near yours?
Which one?
I don't know. They make really good cocktails for cheap. And
Oh, what, Red Rum? Yeah, the Mexican place.
Yeah, it's literally
that's literally, yeah.
Can you book a table for 8?
Me?
They
Nah,
won't
my
book
Spanish is
tables.
shit.
What?
Also, they won't book tables outside unless you're eating food.
No.
We had that when we went for drinks on my birthday.
They let you sit outside though.
They did, but only because I
Yeah.
ordered some prawn tacos.
All right, we'll get some fucking prawn tacos.
Oh, here we go, boys. Sorry, Till's made weight.
Yeah, they're both
Brunson, Aspinall, and Spivak haven't weighed in yet.
Well, they're
I'm
heavy.
assuming Aspinall and Spivak are going to be fine, but Brunson hasn't weighed in yet. Looks like everybody else has made weight. Martinez hasn't weighed in yet either. So just Martinez, Brunson, Aspinall, and Spivak. Other than that, everything is all in order.
Heavyweight's always the last to weigh in, particularly because they know that they don't have to do anything. So they don't want to show up and then have to wait to do the weigh-in standoffs for ages. So yeah, it's going to be a good card. We're going to be watching it. It's on at a reasonable time for European viewers, which is fucking fantastic. So I'm looking forward to it. Guys,
Awesome.
everybody, enjoy the fights. Have a great weekend. Bye, Dave. Bye, Laurie. Bye, Trifo. See you soon.
Bye,
for
Laurie.
drinks.
Bye, Dave.